Hey, Al fans. Couple things. I'm able to roam around like I did the first 4 or 5 months because there's no snow on my lawn. So it's back to the good old days of roaming. Second of all, I still have a little bit of a hoarse voice, so no cigar today. The last thing I need is a cigar in my mouth. Thirdly, I'm not a happy camper. Not as much about the Isles being in a rut. I have to leave tomorrow morning to go to California for 4 days on a business trip, which at my age now, I'm not much into traveling on business, but nevertheless, I have to do it. But what we're going to go into is I want to talk about it's not time to panic, but it is cause for concern. And what I look at, things that have to be done in the summer to really make this team a serious contender. Now, from my experience, all the deep runs, every team is different, let me just say that. But from my experience, all the deep runs that the Islanders have ever made, including their cup years and years that they didn't win the cup but maybe got knocked off in the semis, they were always scorching hot in the last 12 games. In fact, the first year they won the cup, they were the 5th seed, but they got Goring and Morrow, and they won 14 out of 15. And usually it helps to go in scorching hot. We're not. Now, the only precedent to that, and one year has nothing to do with the other, and I've said this since October, the one team that this team reminds me of, most of you guys who are listening to this now weren't even born, were the 75 Isles. They had 3 young kids on the team, Potvin, Smith, Gillies, and Nystrom, 4. There was no Trotter or Bassi yet. They went into a terrible slump. And they weren't even picked to win one game in the playoffs. And they made a miracle run to the semis. That was the J.P. Parisi year. This is the team that reminds me of them, and I hope those are the parallels, because we are not going into the playoffs hot. There's only 11 games left. And like William said yesterday, the thing that disturbed me the most is that we lost 4 games at the barn. That's been our paradise this year. And a couple of things that have been happening. This is just my take on this. The kids have hit a wall. Strome has been awful the last 3 weeks. Outside of that Cap game where we got the winning goal, he gives the puck away constantly. He starts hitting guys late at their knees. Nelson's been on a milk carton since January. Do you know that Nelson had 14 goals the first 22 games and has 3 goals in 35? Now, Lee's been the only young guy who stayed consistent because he played with Tavares probably. That's been a problem. The kids have hit a wall. Secondly, Oposo hasn't shaken off his rust yet. So it's actually good that he's coming back because he's really rusty. And you would expect him as 22 games. So he hasn't really gotten into the flow of the offense. And for all of us Isle fans, how important is Nick Leddy to this team? The power play is pathetic right now. Right now. I think when Leddy comes back with Boychuk, I don't like this 4-0 men. I don't like Franzi Nielsen being on the power play. I'm an Al Arbor guy. Give me 2 defense guys back at the point and give me your 3 best forwards. When Leddy comes back, that power play will be changed. Here's my silver lining on the whole thing, actually. As bad as, I won't say we've played bad. We've been